Let's be honest. Most people today aren't weak because life is hard. They're weak because they've become too comfortable. They scroll all day, complain about problems, wait for motivation, and when things get tough, they quit. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest philosophers and Roman emperors, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." But today we've forgotten that power. We've become slaves to emotions, distractions, and excuses. We run from pain, from effort, from silence. We fear failure more than we fear living without purpose. This video isn't here to make you feel good. It's here to wake you up, to remind you that weakness isn't your fate. It's your habit. And like every habit, you can break it if you're ready to face the truth. Marcus didn't live an easy life. He lost children, faced wars, betrayal, sickness. Yet he stayed calm, wise, and strong. Because he understood one thing: life doesn't get easier. You get stronger. When something painful happened, he didn't cry, "Why me?" He said, "If it is endurable, then endure it." Stop complaining. You see, weakness grows in the space between discomfort and avoidance. Every time you avoid the gym, the conversation, the truth, or the hard work, you feed the weakness. Every time you say, "I'll do it tomorrow," you build another brick in the wall that separates you from your potential. Marcus believed strength isn't in your muscles, it's in your discipline. It's waking up when you don't feel like it. It's keeping your word when no one's watching. It's staying calm when life tests you. Look at yourself right now. How many times have you said, "I'll change," and then didn't? How many times have you blamed others instead of looking within? How many times have you known what to do, but didn't do it? That's the real war, not with the world, but with yourself. The battle between what you know and what you do, between your excuses and your potential, and most people lose that war every single day. But Marcus taught something powerful. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Stop talking about your goals. Start acting like the person who already achieved them. Because strength isn't built by talk. It's built by repetition, not by doing the hard things when your mind screams stop. You don't become strong by avoiding pain. You become strong by walking through it and realizing it didn't break you. Marcus wrote every night in his journal, not to show the world how wise he was, but to remind himself, stay calm, stay grounded, stay in control. He trained his mind every day, just like you train your body, because he knew, if you don't control your mind will control you. And that's what's happening today. Your phone controls you. Your fears control you. Your emotions control you. It's time to take that control back. So today, ask yourself, are you living as a warrior of your own mind, or a slave to your comfort? Because Marcus Aurelius didn't tell people how to look strong. He showed them how to be strong, by living with purpose, discipline, and courage. You don't need more motivation. You need to remember who you are when no one's watching. Because true strength isn't loud. It's quiet, steady, and unshakable. And once you master yourself, no one and nothing can defeat you. You know what's crazy? We live in the easiest time in human history. Yet most people feel miserable, anxious, and weak. We've got food, comfort, entertainment, freedom, everything that ancient kings would have begged for. But our minds are restless. Our will is fragile, and our focus is gone. Marcus Aurelius didn't have Wi-Fi, coffee, or air conditioning. He had wars, disease, betrayal, and chaos. Yet he had peace. Because he understood something we've forgotten. That your environment doesn't make you weak. Your response does. You see, weakness doesn't start in your body, and it starts in your thoughts. It's not your muscles that quit. It's your mind that says enough. Every time you tell yourself, "I'll start tomorrow," every time you run from discomfort, every time you scroll to escape boredom, you teach your brain one dangerous thing. That comfort is safety, and once your brain believes that, you'll do anything to stay comfortable. You'll avoid risk. You'll avoid hard conversations. You'll avoid your own potential. Marcus Aurelius knew this trap too well. He said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way," meaning, your weakness isn't something to avoid, it's something to confront. Every obstacle is a doorway to strength, if you walk through it instead of running away. Think about it. We've become experts at escaping. Bored, scroll. Sad, order food. Stressed, watch Netflix. Lonely, text someone who doesn't care. Our minds have become addicted to noise. Because silence forces us to face the truth about ourselves. And Marcus, he faced it daily. He would sit alone, write, reflect, and remind himself that true strength comes from discipline. That the more you run from pain, the weaker you get. Weakness grows in your comfort zone. Strength grows in your discipline zone. Listen carefully. If you want to stop being weak and stop escaping, face the discomfort you've been running from. Don't run from your failures. Learn from them. Don't run from your emotions. Understand them. Don't run from effort. Respect it. Marcus said, "You must build your life action by action, and be content if each one achieves its goal." That means stop chasing perfection. Start chasing progress. One small decision at a time. You skipped the gym today? Go tomorrow, no excuses. You wasted your morning? Make the afternoon count. You failed last year? Then don't repeat the same patterns this year. Because strength isn't built overnight. It's built in the quiet moments when you choose discipline over distraction. Think about how much of your potential you've already traded for comfort. All the times you could have learned, grown, or built something meaningful. But instead you picked the easy option. That's not failure. That's a warning. Because weakness doesn't destroy you all at once. It eats you slowly. Every later steals a piece of your power. Every "I can't" kills a part of your confidence. Marcus knew this truth too well. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. He reminded himself of death not to be dark, but to live urgently, intentionally, powerfully. You won't have forever, so stop wasting today acting like you do. Weakness isn't who you are. It's what you've allowed yourself to become. And if you built it, you can break it. Marcus Aurelius became the strongest man in the Roman Empire, not by conquering nations, but by conquering himself. And that's what real strength looks like. When your emotions obey you, not the other way around. When your mind becomes your servant, not your master. When you can face pain, failure, and chaos and still say, "I am in control." That's inner power. That's the strength most people never build. Let's talk about how to actually build strength. Not fake confidence, not motivation that fades in 2 days, but real, unshakable inner strength. Because Marcus Aurelius didn't just talk about philosophy, he lived it. Every morning he reminded himself, "You will meet ungrateful, arrogant, deceitful, jealous, and selfish people today." And yet he stayed calm. He stayed kind. He stayed in control. He didn't expect life to be easy. He prepared for it to be hard. And that preparation, that mindset, was his greatest armor. You want to be strong? Then stop wishing for an easy life. Start preparing for a difficult one. Most weakness comes from fighting reality. You get angry when people don't act how you expect. You get frustrated when life doesn't go your way. You complain when things are unfair. But Marcus wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." That's it. That's the secret. You can't control people, but you can control how you respond. You can't control circumstances, but you can control your focus. When something bad happens, ask yourself, can I control it? If yes, act. If no, accept it and move on. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. You know what most people don't get? That discipline isn't punishment, it's power. Marcus lived by structure. He didn't rely on motivation, because he knew motivation dies the second things get tough. He relied on discipline, the habit of doing what needs to be done, whether he felt like it or not. Today, most people can't even go 10 minutes without checking their phone. They can't wake up without hitting snooze 5 times. They can't focus without distraction. But discipline gives you freedom. Freedom from regret. Freedom from weakness. Freedom from being a prisoner of your emotions. When you control your habits, you control your life. And that's the kind of strength Marcus was talking about. Marcus Aurelius wrote every night. He didn't write for fame. He wrote to understand himself. Because reflection is how you grow stronger internally. It's how you catch your patterns, your excuses, your fears, your emotional triggers. You can't fix what you refuse to see. And that's why so many people stay weak. They keep running from self-awareness. They say things like, "I don't have time," but they spend hours scrolling. They say, "I'm just not motivated," but they never ask why. Sit with yourself. Ask, what am I avoiding? Ask, why am I not where I want to be? Ask, what would my strongest version do right now? That's where growth begins. Not in comfort, but in confrontation. Anger, jealousy, fear, they're not bad. They're signals. But if you don't master them, they'll own you. Marcus didn't suppress emotions, he understood them. He said, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Meaning, don't let others pull you into their chaos. When they shout, you stay calm. When they hate, you stay kind. When life throws chaos, you stand like a mountain, because real strength isn't loud. It's the quiet confidence of knowing, no matter what happens, you will not break. Listen, the strongest version of you is already inside. It's just buried under years of excuses, fears, and comfort. You've forgotten what you're capable of, but it's still there. When you start acting with discipline, when you start thinking like Marcus, calm, controlled, grounded, you start to feel something shift. You stop being reactive. You stop being fragile. You stop depending on people's approval. You become centered. You become focused. You become powerful. Marcus Aurelius didn't chase validation. He didn't post his victories or brag about his struggles. He simply lived by his values every single day. And that's the message most people need today. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for support. Stop waiting for the right time. Start now. Start small. Start quietly. Because every small act of discipline is a brick. And one day those bricks will build a fortress inside you. A fortress no failure, no rejection, no pain can destroy. That's real power. That's stoic strength. You know what's funny? Everyone says they want to be strong. But the moment life gets hard, they break. They call it bad luck. But Marcus Aurelius would call it life doing its job. Because life's purpose isn't to keep you comfortable. It's to test you, to shape you, to see what you're truly made of. The storms, the rejections, the failures, they're not punishment. They're preparation. And the more you resist them, the weaker you become. Marcus once wrote, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." Think about that. If everything around you keeps changing, then your strength must come from within. It's not about what happens to you. It's about what you decide it means. When something bad happens, you have two choices. Let it break you or let it build you. Most people choose the first because it's easier. But the Stoic chooses the second because he understands that every difficulty is a gift in disguise. Every challenge is training. Every loss is an opportunity to grow stronger, calmer, wiser. Look around you. People get angry over small things. They panic when plans fail. They doubt themselves after one mistake. We've become so used to ease that we've forgotten how to endure. But Marcus didn't run from struggle. He leaned into it. When his army failed, he didn't complain, he learned. When his friends betrayed him, he didn't hate and he forgave. When his body ached, he didn't pity himself, he kept leading. He knew that strength isn't built in comfort, it's built in chaos. It's built in those moments when you're tired, alone, uncertain, and you still choose to move forward. So let me ask you this. When life hits you hard, do you rise or do you run? When people doubt you, do you fight or do you fold? When everything falls apart, do you still keep your calm? Because that's where your strength is tested. Not when things go right, but when they go wrong. Marcus taught us that you don't need to control everything. You just need to control yourself. That's enough to change everything. You can't control what others think. You can't control the world, but you can always control your reaction, and that's where freedom begins. You are stronger than you think. You've survived things you thought would break you. You've seen dark days and still woke up. That's not weakness, and that's strength. But you have to stop running from the uncomfortable. You have to stop protecting your weakness and start building your strength. Every day, remind yourself of what Marcus believed. That your mind is your kingdom. Protect it, train it, rule it. When you wake up, ask yourself, what kind of person will I be today? Not in words, but in actions. Calm, focused, grateful, unshakable. That's how a Stoic lives. That's how Marcus Aurelius lived. And that's how you can live, starting right now. Life won't stop testing you, but you don't need it to. Because once you master your mind, you'll realize you were never weak. You were just untrained. Now go train,